once walked about 7 miles to um, through a few villages just to find a bus to get to a place that had a bus to come to this city. Um, and yeah, so it's Peterborough. I've been here a few times, mainly to the showground, and then there's been hanging about in Peterborough for a couple of hours waiting for a train. It's a nice city just to wander around. I think it very easily leads you to where you can walk. There's some nice bits by the river as well. Um, and so it's kind of, I think it's overcast today, enough to change my glasses, but there's a few drops of rain. So I wander around. I think I know the city. Um, I've been visiting friends nearby, um, so I've got what have I got? 3 hours, including stopping somewhere for lunch. Um, and I'll see what I do. I don't think I've ever actually been in the cathedral, so I think I'll do that. Apparently, there's Tim Pearce's spacecraft on show, but I don't know if that's free to look at or what. I'll see. And I'll wander around. My feet are really aching and sore to move from all the walking I've done over the last 2 days. But Peterborough, this is city number 9 this year. Yeah, I don't think I've been in the cathedral before. Maybe I haven't, I don't remember. Normally, there's a tiny little gap to the side that's nice to go around the precinct, around the gardens there. Um, what's great is it's really impressive. You walk from the station through past a few shops into the marketplace, which is a marketplace church and the kind of um, stone building covering. It's quite cool, the old Guildhall. And then straight away from there, you've got Stone Gatehouse, and then you can see it, and it's just wow, and it's like right in front of you. There's a jump book with the history, I guess similar history to Ely, having read that. Um, Maybe not the same restoration, I don't know, and a bit of the Black Plague being important. But yeah, it's a good cathedral because there really are a lot of things to read and reflect on, um, which I really like, um, and understanding bits of the history. So that was cool. Free entry, which is great, which means you can wander around and then make the choice to make a donation on the way out. The tower tours, I don't know what the timings were like, but the 15 quid, I did wonder about it. But I think timing wise, it might be all I do, and I might have to rush lunch. Um, so I decided not to do that. Also, I think the deciding factor was my feet are aching a bit, and I think particularly going up and down steps would have been a struggle. So maybe another time, Peterborough Tower. I imagine you've got good views. But yeah, that's Cathedral through there. That's the gatehouse. And around the other side, you can see the Guildhall. Yeah, many a time I've just sat on the steps there with a snack and done some people watching in the marketplace. Um, Peterborough's fairly nice. There's lots of shops you'd expect from a city high street, but it just seems kind of people are relaxed as well as busyness of a city. So you can just wander around and enjoy things a bit, um, as I'll do. Although, yeah, no, I think I'll find somewhere to go and have a nice lunch and maybe read that book I started. Peterborough Museum and Art Gallery is as good as I remember. It's an old hospital, so it includes the surgery room set up, a bit gruesome. But yeah, it's just full of artifacts, but also full of got plenty of interactive bits and bits you can feel, and giant dinosaur bones, they're called. Um, but it's just crammed with bits to read on different things, which is great for a museum, I think. You know, some of them long, some just little speech bubble bits, um, and yeah, some just reading what the artifacts are, which I think is great. So that means choose um, you can choose what you want to read, how much to read. If you're interested in a bit, you stand in that spot for longer. Um, or if you want fun, you try on the clothes and the time. Lots of history about the area and the natural history, which is fun. So for people like me, I'm doing a very short whistle-stop walk through it. It's great. It lets me get as much as I want, depending on the time I've got. In Peterborough, I like that, well, first of all, as I said, the cathedral's right on the marketplace and really grand. But then the marketplace, you can sit on the steps and watch people. But also the restaurants are right around it, so you can see and look where you might want to have lunch. Um, and I think I've been around before. There's some nice, more independent coffee shops and smaller places. Then, of course, you've got Queensgate Shopping Centre, classic indoor shopping centre. But yeah, just nice, a bit easier than when you're looking for somewhere to go to have lunch or dinner. You had to figure out, go down some roads and round some corners, um, and it's a bit trickier often. Um, yeah, and as I say, it's got hustle and bustle of a city, but also just pleasant and calm at the same time. Uh, so it's a nice visit. I've got a bit of time for my train, but I think I'm gonna hobble back to the station slowly, maybe through the shopping centre. I'm told that I'm not mentioning people enough in Peterborough. In my videos exploring when people know I'm visiting friends. Um, so last night I stayed with Halleck's, which was really fun to see them. To see the village, Halleck's village, which is nice actually. This morning, spent an hour mapping there because I like doing that. Or I like mapping and adding detail to OpenStreetMap for nice places where it just feels good to share the detail and the what's good about that place. Whenever I think of Peterborough, I think of my friend Struth, but they were unable to. I organised this short notice, so it didn't work meeting up with them. But maybe another time. Um, I've also seen that sign for Neem Valley Railway. I'm less excited by Rail World and the Wildlife Haven. You can walk beside it and see some interesting old stuff, like old British hovercrafts and trains and random stuff. But yeah, I don't know. But Neem Valley Railway, I like a good touristy railway. So maybe I'll just have to come back and visit Halleck's again, or see Struth and do that. But yeah, that kind of ready to round up my visit to Peterborough, um, and to go wait for a train, as I have done many a time at Peterborough station.